Okay, you said, like, our test scores and stuff are lower, and, like, I know we get tested in high school as well, and, like you said, we should start younger, but we do have second languages, and then, like, I know a lot of universities, you have to have another language to go to a university. You have to have 2 credits of another language. So, like, we do get exposed to different languages, especially if we want to go to a university, but then our test scores are still low.
Well, here's the difference is that, like you said, it's usually in high school, and you're only required to take 2 years. 2 years really isn't enough to really effectively, especially affect the test scores in such a way, because what I'm speaking of is more of an immersion program, starting in a very young age, and it's more intensive than just sitting in a class 1 hour a day, sometimes just 40 minutes for 2 years. You know, and like in high school, I did it in high school as well, and even in college, but you're not picking up, not saying that you're not going to be able to learn, that you don't have the opportunity to become fluid, but you're not picking up on it as much as you will when you're starting earlier. And the earlier you start, that's from the statistics and things that I've read, that's the better that it'll affect the test scores in the long run, as opposed to you starting in high school. Not saying that it won't have beneficial aspects, but just the difference from if you were to start that in elementary.
My biggest question and concern on this is finding the teachers that can do this. Because, I mean, like she said, we all only took 2 college credits, or even or 2 high school credits. In my case, I never had to take a foreign language in college. Our educators will have to be bilingual as well.
Yes.
And that is a huge... I mean, you're talking about taking... I mean, how much time are we talking about here? Because you're talking about going from nothing, or maybe a few schools that have an immersion program, to a nationwide program where every school is immersed. And that's every educator on the planet, including yourself, or every educator in America, including yourself.
The difference is, like, even that doesn't necessarily mean that every teacher in the whole school will have to be bilingual. And I don't believe that it would be something that obviously you can't do that overnight. Mm-hmm. But there are also many teachers who, I mean, people already who are going to school to learn foreign language and going into education, but a lot of them, they don't even have, they may be able to get a high school job or whatever, but the opportunity to really practice their language, most of them end up going off into being translators or other things. But you're correct. We would need even more educators to enter that field, but I believe that this would also open the door for more people because they know they have a guaranteed job opportunity once they get out.
One more question.
Chris?
Do you think it would be, like you said, like how you have the immersion program, like teachers that are going to be like English teachers, like if you made it a requirement for them to be like fluently bilingual, so then like once you have enough teachers that are bilingual, then you could start like teaching the students?
Okay, I don't understand the question.
I mean, like she was saying, like we're gonna need teachers that are bilingual. And you're saying it's usually just like English teachers that are teaching it.
That are teaching the
languages.
No. Like the example of the school that I saw, like I actually went to church with one of the ladies who taught at the school, and she didn't go to school for English. She went to school strictly for Spanish. Okay. So she teaches Spanish, and then she also taught a few of like other music classes and stuff. Yeah. But she wasn't the main teacher for their English courses. That was someone who was more qualified and studied more in that particular area. Although she was educated, especially with elementary, you have to learn all courses. She was educated to do so, but she was mainly, stuck to her, where she excelled.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
It's okay.
Good job.